Hey everybody, how y'all doing today? It's Shelia Edwards here, and welcome back into this Boozin Food Kitchen where you know you're always welcome. Well, how's your day going? You know, sometimes there are people out there trying to steal your peak from you, but don't let them have that. When someone says something negative to you, peek right on up. Peek right on up. And that right there might be the peak to your day, that you didn't allow anyone else to bring your day down. Well, I'm going to lift my day on up right here now, because today we are getting into the oven, baking us up a little cake. You know, a couple of years ago, I baked this cake for myself, and I like a good cake, you know. I think it was coming up to my birthday, and I didn't want a cake with the fondant on it, or with a lot of the thick, creamy whipped cream frosting stuff that they put on it. Sometimes that's just a little too much for me. I just like a little simple cake sometimes, a little unassuming little cake sitting in the corner. That might be that one for me. So we're gonna kind of do something like that today when we are making this maple bacon bourbon cake. There's a lot of all the good stuff in it that I like. You know, I love me some pecans. I love pecans in my dessert, but I keep calling it a maple cake because I made this cake using maple syrup before. I made the cake using cane syrup before, but today we're going to be using molasses in this cake. And when you're using molasses, you know it's dark in color. So the molasses is going to make the cake look dark, very dark, almost chocolate when you turn it out. But it still has that same taste that I'm looking for, even when I use maple syrup or cane syrup or Kiro syrup in it. So let's get this cake together today, and we're gonna be enjoying something really good, because I know most of you are not used to putting bacon on top of it, but we're gonna put bacon on top of this, and it's oh so yummy good. So let's get over here on the stove and fry up us some bacon first. And you know, y'all gotta get with me now, because sometimes I'm so concentrating on my cooking, I'll say things out of turn. You know, like I might say scramble my bacon, which I'm pretty sure I am going to probably say today, because I'm so used to bacon and eggs, and I'm used to scrambling the eggs, so I might say scramble the bacon or something like that, but you know I mean frying the bacon. So y'all don't get on about that, let me make it. Okay, so let's get on over here and get our bacon going, and then we'll get our bottom of the pan ready for the batter on this cake, okay? I'll meet you over there on the stove. All right, we are getting our bacon scrambled up here for this cake, and I'm scrambling 5 slices of bacon, but you can use anywhere from 5 to 6 pieces should be enough. And I just want to make sure that they're all crispy here. So let me get this all finished up. And then we want to make sure, once I have taken my bacon out, I want to make sure that I only have about 2 tablespoons of oil or bacon fat left in this pan. So this one got just a little bit more to go. I'm going to be a little stubborn here, but it's a good time to check my oil. And that looks like a little more than 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to pour a little bit of that out, and then we'll be back and ready for the next step in this recipe. I've gotten the bacon out of there, and what I'm pouring in there now, that's about 1.5 cups of pecans that I'm browning in that bacon dripping. I'm just going to let these go for about, it may take about a minute or 2, but you've got to stir them and monitor them so that they don't burn. And after I get these where they need to be, then we'll be back to add the next ingredient. Okay, so these pecans, I can smell them really well. They have that, I taste them, and they soaked up that little salt from that bacon. So now I'm ready for my next ingredient, which is 3/4 cup of brown sugar. And it was packed down a little bit there. So we're going to put this on here. This is going to start to melt. While that's melting, I'm going to go ahead and add my next ingredient, which is a 1/2 cup of syrup. Now, if you have maple syrup, that's fine, but I'm going to use molasses in my ingredient. I have a little bit of this Bourbon rabbit. And this took me back. Oh Lord, this was my syrup in my childhood. But I'm going to do a 1/2 cup of it. Wait a minute now. Nobody has it. Okay, yeah, it's coming. Alright. Now, I'm using a 1/2 cup of this Bourbon rabbit, but I left just not quite a half. I left just a little space. I had to go get it. I forgot. I wanted to use just a little bit of this right here, y'all. Y'all know she on her way out. I don't know what they're going to call her, but that's all right. So I wanted to put just a little bit of that in there to bring that maple flavor all the way out. So now I'm going to add this to this mixture. Okay? And we're going to stir that around. Yep. All right. It's been melting together there. That's a little bit more. That's a thick syrup too. I'm gonna turn this eye down just a little bit. There we go. Okay. It's a dark, beautiful, rich color too. And let go a little bit. Now, what I'm gonna add to this last, looks like the sugar. I don't see any lumps down in there. So it looks like that brown sugar has melted, okay? So now the last thing I want to do, so I'm going to turn my eye off and I'm going to add, this is a teaspoon here of bourbon. And I'm going to stir that around. Okay, now I'm going to move this over and I'm going to take our prepared baking dish out of the oven. Well, this is our dish that we're going to be baking our cake in. I had it sitting in the oven with the butter melting in this one. So what the amount of butter we're using is 3/4 cups of butter, which is a stick and a half of butter that is melted into this baking pan. I know they look like a lot of butter, but we're gonna need that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add this pecan mixture to that butter and get it spread around so we can get our cake together. And you notice I did not have to grease that pan because there's so much butter that when the batter is added, it's going to come up the sides. So I'm going to get this all spread around down here, and then we'll be ready to go and put our cake together. Okay, so what I have in my bowl already is 1 box of just any white cake mix, and I get it with the moist kind, okay, so I don't have to add pudding to it. So there, this box of cake mix here. To this I'm adding 8 ounces, and this right here is sour cream, okay. go ahead and put in my milk, and that's you know, the milk that you're drinking. For me, it's almond milk, and this is a 1/2 cup of milk. Okay, and get that kind of pulled together a little bit. And when it's just kind of my habit that when I'm mixing a cake, I kind of like to incorporate everything before I put the mixer in. And I use a hand mixture because I never really saw the need to take up my counter space with the large mixer, that the KitchenAid big mixer. Okay, this right here is a 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. And now I'm going to start putting my eggs, and all together I'm putting 3 eggs in here. And move that one around a bit. Okay. 2. And the 3rd egg. Okay, so we got our 3 eggs in there, and I'm just gonna kind of get that around, get it going a little bit. So all that flour. I like for my flour to be moist before I put the beaters in there. Okay, and now I'm gonna add my bourbon. And this right here I'm using, I usually add 1 tablespoon, but since it's around my birthday and I'm doing this cake, I'm just gonna live it up and do 2 tablespoons, but I wouldn't go past the 2, you know. I want my booze to play in the background. I don't want it to take front stage. Okay. Smells good too. All right, so we're gonna get our beaters in here so we can get this added to our pecan and brown sugar mixture. And either way that we do it, we're doing two versions of this today. So either way that we do it, this batter mixture remains the same way. So I'm going to get my beaters in there and get it going a little bit, okay? And I'm going to put this on about a 2 and let her go for about a minute or 2. Okay, so y'all, so we're back, and y'all remember this beautiful brown sugar mixture that we were getting together with the pecans for the base of our cake. So now we got our batter ready, and we're ready to basically pour it on top of that butter, pecan, brown sugar, and molasses we've got in there. Finish this, we'll be ready to put it in a 350-degree oven, and it's gonna go for about 30 to 35 minutes, and then we'll be ready. And there she is, bourbon maple bacon pecan cake. We'll let her cool here for about 10 minutes before we pour her out of the pan. Okay, so she's been sitting there for about 10 minutes. So hopefully she's ready to be flipped. So I put my cake plate on, and I'm grabbing her by the lids and flip over. And I'm gonna let it sit there for about a minute before I pull the top off so that everything has an opportunity to kind of run down there. Okay, so we've let her sit there for about 2 minutes or so, and so said my prayers. And I've only done this once before, and it turned out pretty good. But you know, I always say your food will clown on you if you let it. So now we're ready to lift this off, and it seems like it's lifted. Okay, and there she is. Ooh, dark and almost look burnt. But now I'm ready to put the bacon on top. That molasses is what gives us this dark color. Those pecans are roasted so beautifully. And there we go with our bacon. And y'all, we're gonna let this sit for a minute, because this is one of those cakes that you want to eat while it's still warm. And there I give you bacon. Woo! The maple bacon. Look at it. She is a beaut. Now in version 2 of the cake, we're not putting any of the butter or pecan or molasses mixture in the bottom of our pan, because I'm doing this version, you know, because there are people who just cannot stand the molasses, and my son is one of them. So I want him to have a little piece of my bacon, maple bacon cake too. So I'm just doing this version for those who I want to share it with who don't want the molasses. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray my pan brown, you know, and I'm using this, this baker's jar here. And make sure, well, I don't know if you're using a pan like mine, but when you have these pans with these little crevices in it, like the point of that heart, make sure you get that. So there, I have this pan ready, and my batter is ready. So I'm gonna go ahead, now I already beat this with my mixer, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it into my pan. And remember, you do not have to use molasses in the other version of it. When I did it before, I actually had some maple syrup here, and this time I just had molasses, and molasses is a replacement for the maple syrup, but it is a strong replacement. And so, if you don't like molasses, don't bake it that way. Do it this way. Okay. So there we have our cake mix here in the pan. So now we're going to take this and put it into our 350 degree oven, and I'm going to bake it for about 30-35 minutes. So now we're going to go ahead and get our maple frosting ready for cake version 2. So I'm gonna, this is just right here a tub of just white cream frosting from the store. And I hope that camera comes through for me and you all can focus. So it's just a tub of white frosting. And this right here is a cream cheese flavor, but if you just get the regular white frosting, vanilla frosting, that'll be fine too. So I put it in this bowl right here. And the only thing that I'm adding to that is this right here. I hope we can focus. This right here, which is maple flavor. Focus, camera, come on. Okay, I guess it's doing the best it can do with me all up in his face. But at any rate, this is some maple flavor. And I'm gonna try to measure it out to put in this bowl. I'm used to eyeballing it, so it's kind of hard on me now. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start, let's see if it'll take a whole teaspoon. So in this maple flavor, so it's strong. Yeah, I put a teaspoon in there to start with. And I'm just gonna kind of stir it around. I had it sitting in the refrigerator a little bit there, so I'm gonna stir it around and see kind of where the taste is with that. You know when you're using maple flavor in a cake, that maple flavor comes through. And it's gonna come through in this little, and this is just an easy way that I do frosting sometime when I have a certain flavor I want on my cake and I don't want to go through all the confectioner's sugar, you know, with the milk and whatnot. I just get me a little tub of frosting here, so it's not as strong as I want it. So I'm gonna come through with a half teaspoon now because it's very close to it. That's a little bit more than a half, so yeah, that'll do it. Just a little bit more than a half, but that's fine. And you see the color that it's looking like right now? So we get it on in there, like so. That's it. It only took 2 teaspoons. Yeah, that's a teaspoon. 2 teaspoons. And look at the color. It's like I'm not sure if the camera is picking that color up, but it's like a tannish color. And it's still, you know, the same consistency because the flavor does not do anything to bother the consistency of it. So now we're gonna get our cake over here and get it frosted up, okay? Okay, now right before I put it on my cake here, I want to go ahead and put this is a teaspoon of bourbon in here. Don't put too much alcohol in this can frosting because you don't want to really change the consistency of it. So I'm going to get it in there and then we'll go ahead and put it on the cake. Smells so good. Look at that beautiful color. You know, see that? Yes. Now I have I did me some more bacon for cake version 2. So I have me some bacon that I fried up, got it real crisp and broken up here, and of course I did me some pecans too. Now all of this is gonna go on top of the cake. You know, it's not gonna be like that first one we had. So here's our little cake. You see, she's a Valentine. Oh, because I'm showing some extra love to myself during my around my birthday time. You know, we got into this celebrating a birthday for a whole month and all that kind of stuff. I'll do it for about a week and then I'm over it. I'm done. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this onto this cake. Okay. And move it around. And I'm gonna take a little bit around the sides of it here. Just a little bit. And since I have it kind of on here really thick on the top, the sides aren't really, you know, I'm not big on putting frosting on the sides of my cake. I'm doing this, but I will, you know, go through the thing. I should have put some wax paper down under here, but this is just my home. So get it on there. Twirl it around a little bit here. And I'm sure I'm going to share it with a couple of friends or so. But don't focus on I'm not a cake decorator. I can bake them. That's why usually I do pound cakes or something like that. But this one right here, this still is like one of my favorite things here. So we moved it all around. And that's a decent job, I guess. Okay. Here a little bit. All right. That's good enough, guys? Y'all with me? Great. Let me get a little napkin here. Just kind of clean my plate up just a little bit. Okay, that's good. Now, look at her. She's pretty, right? So now, I'm gonna take my pecans and go over that. bacon. Just smaller little pieces there. Yes. Right to those edges some. Show those edges some love. So like I said, either version, whatever tickles your taste buds, that's what you go with, okay? So we got that on there, and I'm gonna put the rest of these pecans on. So this one here is the version 2. And again, like as I said, if you know you do not like molasses, do not make the first version of this cake that I made. I can go with either one, because remember I said before, you can't miss me with some good food. But yeah, I like both versions. I kind of swing more towards the molasses, because I like molasses, but I swing with this one too, because the molasses, they're not so sweet. I can, have with my coffee in the morning. Same way with this one. And I'm gonna have it this evening with some coffee. But look, take a look at that, y'all. Beautiful, right? Okay, so there she is. That's our bourbon maple bacon cake here. Okay, maple bacon and pecan cake. Okay, so y'all give it a try and enjoy. Well, y'all, we're back. And we got it done. We got that good little cake in and out the oven without much incident. And you saw how dark it was when it came out, but it is the molasses that makes it that color. But if I tell y'all, when those molasses mix in with that pecan and that butter down in that cake, oh my. Y'all, this is my second piece right here. I've just been having a ball with it. I cut a piece, time I got it kind of cooled off there. And I said, you know what? I cannot go in front of that camera smacking and going on like this. So I went on an 8mm piece, so I got that out the way, the smack part. So now I'm ready to eat with a little bit more calm in it, okay? But yes, that bacon on that cake adds the right amount of saltiness, and then the little sweetness of the molasses, and then just that plain little white cake, the moist cake under there waiting for you. Honey, it is everything that your body needs on that particular day, okay? So I'm gonna go on ahead and get on into this goodness, and I wanna thank you for your goodness of subscribing with me, but please bring on over us some more friends to hit that subscribe button with us, so we can be all in here together every Wednesday, every Wednesday and every Saturday to see me post up this goodness. And I really appreciate you all, and I appreciate you letting me keep it boozy up in here too. So all right, we're gonna go on and get into eating this cake. Make sure I got some of this bacon on here too, 'cause baby, here we go.